Yo, what's going on, buddy? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, I'm going to react to the Boston Celtics winning the NBA Finals for the 2024 season. They defeated the Dallas Mavericks in a 4-1 gentleman's sweep. I'm not going to lie, there was a part of me that was hoping the Mavericks would have won the series, but I think whenever they went up 3-0, we automatically knew, okay, it's done. Dallas got the one game at home. They got to get a victory in front of their fans. We went home to Boston, got a game 5, and they went in and took care of business there. First up, I want to say congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks. An amazing season. Won the Western Conference. They had a great season. But in this video, I'm basically just going to give my reaction to the NBA Finals. Did I think it was a good series? What did I think about the games? Was it fun? And basically kind of give a quick reaction to the Boston Celtics on how long it's been in the making of why there's some people out there that are saying, man, the Boston Celtics had the easiest route, myself included. I'll say it. I've said it in the past that they've had an easy route. They've been just handed everything. I'm not going to lie to you people. They have been through the shit, the thick and the thin. They've drafted players, they've developed players, they've traded for players. They have done everything possible to win this title. But I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, as you can see here, Game 5, 88-106. For those of you who did not watch any of the games, myself, I only watched games 1, 2, 4, and 5. The main thing I'd say about the series was every single game felt like the winning team just had control of the entire game, the entire time. It's like all 4 games Boston won, it was like the game was theirs to lose and they were not going to lose. And then the one game that Dallas won, obviously we kind of knew they were going to win that game. Now when you kind of reflect on what went right for the Boston Celtics, basically everything. Now kind of looking at the way the team played throughout the entire postseason, from the opening round, the quarterfinals, all the way to the finals, we have the Boston Celtics stats for kind of how everybody played. And the thing that kind of points out to being just like terrific scouting, drafting, developing, from the coaches to front office to everything within the team, is the fact that every single player on this team was able to put in work in many different ways. Whether it was scoring, whether it was rebounding, whether you want to go to the assist, whether you want to go steals, blocks, like every single player could do a little bit of everything. Now, when you look at the Boston Celtics, what were they kind of made up of throughout, I would say, about the past, 5-6 years? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Derek White on this run here, he was very impressive. Last year, he was like the hero throughout most of the playoffs, getting them a lot of the wins, especially that late tip, I believe, against Miami whenever they were down 3-2, and he got that late tip to force a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Al Horford, he's been with the team for the whole entire ride. He was here the last time they went to the finals against the Golden State Warriors. Everybody thought, oh my God, is Al Horford going to get the win? He's the oldest player on the team, I believe, and they were right there, but they couldn't get the job done then. And then you kind of look at the roster and you say, okay, what's different from last time? Well, let's think about a couple of pieces they kind of had to get rid of, and the players they got back that actually made them better. They got rid of Marcus Smart, they traded him away, and what did they do? They basically took Derek White and put him at the point guard position, replacing what Marcus Smart was last time. Marcus Smart, what he was he was the point guard, plus he was also a defensive player of the year caliber player. Derek White has stepped into that role of being the point guard and also being able to distribute, and he plays some really aggressive defense. Derek White's able to shoot. I mean, you look at the stats for the postseason, he was getting about 16, 17 points a game. But what did the Boston Celtics do to really add on to the team? Well, let's talk about some trades they made. Kristaps Porzingis going and getting him, that was huge. The other traded with, whenever they traded with Milwaukee for Drew Holiday, that one was huge. A couple of underrated players that I don't think get talked about enough, Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser. These guys, and even Luke Cornett, these guys are very underrated players. If you told me right now, in free agency, these guys were signed to some big-time contracts, I wouldn't be surprised. Especially Pritchard and Hauser, because these guys can just shoot the 3 like it's nothing. Now, like I said with the Celtics and kind of everything they've been through, like I said, they have gone through coaching changes from the last time, even from just the last time they were at the finals. They fired Ime Udoka. They got Mazzulla to be the new coach. He was actually the assistant last time they were in the finals. He stepped into the head coaching role, and now he's taken over to the reins. And so far, he's done good. He's led this team. The problem they had last season was everybody talked about, how's the Celtics team going to be able to get the job done? They're very just like straight kick out, shoot 3s, and if the 3s don't fall, then it's like, oh shit, what do we do? They kind of switched it up. I mean, as you can see here from their stats, they took 39 3-point shots against 89 total shots, so they shot less 3s than they did 2-pointers. In the past, they were like dominant with the 3 ball, like they wanted to shoot the 3. Now, what was the difference maker as to why they won the finals? You could say a couple things. You could probably look at the Mavericks and say, well, they had a lot of ups and downs, the shooting was bad, and I'll agree to that. The Mavericks, for some reason, they just couldn't shoot when they were in Boston. It's like the role players especially, they could not shoot when they were in Boston. It's like they showed up in Boston, the guys that usually are like the big-time players, the PJ Washingtons, 0 of 5, Derrick Jones, 1 of 4. You look at Kyrie, he was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to be Luka's right-hand man. He was 3 of 9 from 3, 5 of 16 for shooting. And Luka Doncic, there's a part of me that wonders, is he just like a ball hog Kinda, but at the same time, it's like he's your best player. You're gonna give him the ball, and if everybody else couldn't shoot the ball to save their life, it's like you gotta give it to somebody that can put a ball in the hole. The Mavericks had so many opportunities. I mean, the team itself, that like you could talk about all defense. Maybe they need to defend Boston better. You held them to 106 points, and you pulled your starters. I want to say with like 4 minutes to go, so it's not like they were just bludgeoning you and beating you out of the building. They only scored 106 points. It's not like they scored 130, 140 points, and you had like 70. Like, you were still within like 20 points. It's a very doable comeback. I mean, you look at every single game for game 1, 89 to 107. That game got out of hand quick, and it was like the Mavericks actually got that game back to about like 8 points. I want to say 64 to 72, somewhere in there. But then game 2, you guys had a chance. You could have won that game, but you couldn't get it done at the very end because your role players could not make the open shots. Game 3, you guys had a chance late, but Jaylen Brown, he stepped up in a big way. I think it's kind of the reason why he won Finals MVP. We'll talk about that in a second. Like I said with game 4, I think the Celtics in a way, they wanted to win this Finals on their home court, so they basically said, let's just try not to get hurt in game 4. They accomplished that, but I'm gonna be honest, they could have at least looked like they tried. And then obviously, like I said, they pretty much won in game 5. They took care of business, they won the title. But it's like every single game, they had a chance. They could have won any of those games. Now, real quick, kind of briefly, some people are gonna say, well, the Celtics, they didn't beat any healthy team. They were just beating up a bunch of injured teams. I will say you're kind of correct, but it's not correct at the same time. With the Heat, the Cavs, and the Pacers, Mitchell went out. Halliburton went out. Butler went out. Correct. Celtics played those teams without their star players. With the Mavericks, Luka Doncic was the hurt player. He has, I believe, a torn muscle in his knee. I forget exactly what it is or what the injury is. Correct me in the comments, but he has a hurt knee right now. The difference between him and the other guys from the Eastern Conference in the playoffs, he actually played. Those guys got hurt and they went out. So the Mavericks and the fans and the people of the Mavericks that are rooting for the Mavericks, they can't make excuses. Luka played. Sure, was he hobbled? Sure, you could say that. But he still dropped about 20 to 30 points a game. Now, second to last thing I kind of want to talk about, Jaylen Brown winning the Finals MVP. I like that vote. Some people said, oh, Jason Tatum's going to win it. Whether it goes 5 games, 6 games, 7 games, whether Jason Tatum has a bad night or whatever, he's going to get the votes. No. The Finals MVP needs to go to the person who was the most valuable player, and Jaylen Brown was carrying the team. Sure, did Tatum have some good nights? Sure. In this game, he did. Game, I believe 3, he had a really good night. But you could just feel the energy Jaylen Brown was putting out there on the court, from his defense to the steals to running down the court, slam dunking, getting around transitions, shooting threes. It's like if Jaylen Brown wasn't there, they were not winning these games. This might be a hot take, but you could have honestly taken Jason Tatum off the court, and they probably still would have won the final. But you take Jaylen Brown out of the situation, oh, they ain't winning. Now, the very last thing I kind of want to talk about is how exactly is this team going to do? Some people talk about, is this going to be a dynasty? Are they a dynasty team? Hate to break it to you, people, dynasties in the NBA might be over. Over at least for a little bit, because like for those of you who do not keep track of the NBA Finals winners for the past couple years, we've had Milwaukee won, or did they go back to back? No. Lakers won. Did they go back to back? No. Warriors, did they go back to back? No. Raptors, did they go back to back? No. Last year's Nuggets, did they go back to back? Hell no. It's like every single time one of these teams win a finals, everybody in the media and sports media wants to say, is this a dynasty ensuing? Are they going to go back to back? Fuck no, it doesn't happen. To go back to back is one of the hardest things to do in any sport. And when you look at the roster, look at what they're going to be having to do this upcoming season, a couple of things you need to kind of acknowledge. Jaylen Brown right now is under contract with a giant contract that's like 5 years, $300 million contract. Jason Tatum, I believe, is what from Brian Windhorst was saying here on after the finals win. He's going to be getting a contract extension. I want to say it's like the same as Jaylen Brown, 5 year, by like $315 million. So he'll be under contract with Jaylen Brown until the year 2029, 2030, something like that. They got Drew Holiday locked up till 28. They got Porzingis wrapped up till 26. Derek White is wrapped up till next year. They're saying they're probably going to try to get a contract with him done this season. I'll be curious if that happens. Al Horford, they might let him walk after next season. He's getting up there in age, so he might do next year's season as like a one last ride type thing. So realistically, they kind of have their core roster still with the team. The issue they're going to be running into is like I said with Al Horford, he's up there in age. He might be retired. Drew Holiday, he's up there in age. He's probably going to still play for quite a while, but who knows if he decides to just say, wrap it up, I'm done. And then you kind of have to look at this with the Boston Celtics. You're over the cap. You're in the luxury tax, I believe. It'll be interesting to kind of see what the Boston Celtics do this offseason. We already know, like I said, Jason Tatum's going to be the contract extension. But after that, what are they going to do? Are they going to be able to keep everybody? Are they going to be able to make Derek White come back? Or what's his contract going to look like? Are they going to be able... Is Drew Holiday going to want to keep on playing all the way to the year 2028? Al Horford, is he going to retire? But like I say, with the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks, good job with the Mavericks. Great season. With the Boston Celtics, they had a good year. It was good. They were the best team in the league. There was no reason for them to not win the title. Question is, are they going to win next year? Spoiler, they ain't doing it. But I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, I have a different opinion. Do you agree or disagree with anything I said? What if you're a Boston Celtics fan? What do you think about the Boston Celtics winning? Did you enjoy your night of watching your team win? What was it, like the 18th title? Now you beat the Celtics or beat the Lakers with winning the most finals in NBA history. What was your opinion about the Boston Celtics? If you're a Mavericks fan, what was your opinion and reaction to the team losing? How are you feeling about them losing? What's your kind of opinion about them next season? Whatever opinion maybe whenever it comes to the Celtics or the Mavericks, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second I post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.